All right, let's go see the car I'm selling. Bought this, I don't know, towards the tail end of COVID. I was feeling like I needed something to cheer me up, and something that I always wanted was a convertible Volkswagen. Sorry, it's been hard. And I was gonna get a Cabriolet, but they were all kind of messed up and didn't really want to put the money into them. And this one came up. I didn't really think about Cabrios until I looked at a few Cabriolets, and they were in desperate need, and I didn't think they were worth the money buying. And then I went and test drove a few before this one. They were a little pricier than I wanted because they were dealerships. They wanted more than they should have. One wanted $5,500, I think, or 53, and they were willing to go down $500 on a blue one that I really liked, with a little bit less miles than this one, not much. This one has 146,000, and so I passed on that one, and this one came up privately on Craigslist, and I really liked it because this one didn't have the power windows in it, and that's something that isn't unusual to fail, and I really don't care about it at all on a car like this. It's supposed to be fun and convertible and older. So that was an attraction. Also, I liked that it had cloth seats and that he replaced the bolsters in it. Because I don't like the leather seats. They always tend to look destroyed. Like, they look crackly usually over the years, and they start to, they're tan, they look dirty, and then the black ones just burn the shit out of you. And, well, so would the tan ones probably because they're leather. So I decided that I really like this setup being a base model without the heated seats that always break. That's where the heated seat switch would be. And I liked that it was totally straight. There was nothing wrong with it. It had a beautiful stereo in it. Really nice sounding stereo. And even though it's an old faceplate Alpine, I mean, it has a really nice subwoofer in the back. And I like that the Cabriolets don't have an automatic switch for the trunk, and this does, and I found that incredibly handy. The top on it was perfect. There wasn't a mark on it. It's like the original good OEM tops with the window in the back and the good cloth. Nice cloth inside of it. And this is the subwoofer. And that's the Rockford Fosgate speaker and the JBL amp. So I'm trying to get some ideas of what I want to do with my GTI and my Scion to get better sound, so I don't feel sad about losing this, because the stereo's been really cool. God, I can't believe how emotional I am over this. It's so hard. It's really weird. I just know that I can't drive all these cars. But I wanted it, and I had it, and I loved it, and I really enjoyed it because I don't get a lot of sun in the Pacific Northwest. And when it did come, this really satisfied my needs, and had a lot of fun taking the kids over to the beaches, going to Sandy River, and a lot of good memories. And it just brightened every day for me. But we have a oversized garage. It's not really a two-car garage. Can't hold cars well, and I have to squeeze in to get in there, and we can't really get to things very easily. That's one of the reasons I'm selling it. I can't complain much though, because I did buy it ridiculously cheap. I got it for $29.50, which was silly cheap. And the person buying it is paying, I think, market rate. You know, they're just under $6,000 because I just put new wheel bearings in the back, a new disc, and new pads, because the wheel bearings were shot. The last guy unfortunately lied to me. And he told me that he showed me a report from his mechanic. They were called Marquis Motors. And it showed that everything was fine. And there was nothing to worry about except for the AC that's not functional. The condenser went bad. I'm like, you know what? I don't care about that. I'm not going to use an air conditioning in a convertible. So he wouldn't let me get it inspected, which should have been a red flag, honestly. Because normally I always get a car inspected, but it ran really well. It was under $3,000. It's cheaper than the other ones I was looking at. There wasn't a lot on the market at the time, and I needed it to make me happy at the time. So all things kind of made sense to me, and I bought it. there was woofs, woof, woof sounds in the back when I drove it away. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I went to his shop that had done the inspection and put in this really nice Tectonics exhaust too, which sounds great. Anyways, I asked them, hey, what's that sound? You guys just did an inspection on this, and this guy sold it to me, and I'm wondering why it's doing that. It sounds like wheel bearings. Like, oh, all right, we'll look at it. And so they put it up on a rack, and they came back 20 minutes later and said, well, we don't think it's wheel bearings, but, you can change them if you want to. That was their response. And then I drove it, thinking that it was just some weird quirk with the car until it got way worse. And recently found out, I took it to my mechanic and got it inspected before I decided to definitely sell it while I was filling the market, put up on Marketplace, and someone was contacting me. We were talking about it. And I was getting an oil leak, so I want to get that checked. I want to get it inspected, and then I can help make a better decision, more informed decision on what to do. And I went in and to my mechanic and, paid the $170 for a full diagnostic, and found out that the wheel bearings in the back were absolutely shot, just totally shot, because it got really loud the last few weeks. And that the guy lied to me. He lied to me, and the mechanics that he had that were supposed to be really good, reputable mechanics lied to me. So this also caused me to want to sell it, because I had this really bad juju feeling about it. I was getting kind of upset, honestly, over something I really love, even though I did get, a very reasonable price on it considering everything else about it. And then the oil leaks, there's like I think it's an oil pump seals, like little gaskets that need to be replaced in there, and it was spraying oil everywhere. You can see it right here, it's leaking. And essentially they said that you need to have it fully sprayed down with a power wash to figure out if there's any other leaks, but that seems to be the big culprit, but we can't tell because that's so bad and it's sprayed everywhere, so we have to do that. And I found out there's some boots in the front that are, they need to be replaced. These are maintenance items, and the front brakes only had 8%. Clearly those guys weren't being honest. The rear brakes had 5%, by the way, besides the wheel bearings being shot. But all in all, the things that it needs are pretty much maintenance items. They're not that big of a deal. But I already have another car. I've got my GTI that I've had since 99. It's a 92, and I really don't want to get rid of that. I don't get a lot of sunny days. I guess it's pros and cons to having it, not having it. Anyways, I wanted to share the story because I'm having a hard time with this change. And I'm hoping to get another one with a stick shift, because that was the one thing I gave up when I got this one, is it had an automatic. And I really originally wanted a stick shift, but boy, does it shift great, smoothly, no problems. He had no record of ever changing the oil in the automatic, so I never wanted to do it because that could cause problems if you don't have a record and it hasn't been done a reasonable amount of time. So I just didn't do that for that reason. And then I thought, well, when the automatic finally fails, I'll just swap it to a stick shift. And that's exactly what I was going to do before choices are starting to be made. And you see the seats, the bolsters are all perfect because he replaced those. I thought that was pretty awesome. If you saw the top's perfect, and it's got the cover back here. But you know what? I could say I had my experience. I had my convertible. I had the car I really, really wanted since I was a teenager. Maybe just a little bit newer version of the Cabriolet I wanted. And I can say it was an absolute joy, and it brought me a lot of fun times and memories with the kids. And my son Emilio was just crying a little bit with me over it. Because he's an emotional guy too. But yeah, this is a rough one, man, because it's not like it's life-changing money I'm gonna get. But it's, you got to maintain cars and repair them, and I got to put another $1,000 into it. And insurance is only $120 every 6 months because it has antique auto insurance, which is fantastic. It was another reason why I bought it originally, because I'm like, it costs nothing to insure this thing. And the car's cheap and only going up in value. But if I find another one that's got a stick shift someday with lower miles on it and similar price to what I paid and really nice, and I could put a stereo like this one has, I might just do that. I just don't know if I want to do that while I have the other two cars. This needs to be replaced, so she needs to order some door handles and take out. I have the innards for this, the little tumbler, and put that into the new ones. And back in these old ones, I mean, because the ones that you order are always black. But that's not a big deal. Those are like $35 for a set of door handles. And she'll have to take care of those oil leaks. I'm not paying for everything. I didn't want her to die, so I took care of the rear wheel bearings, the brakes, and just being a nice guy. But yeah, this is going to be hard. It's going to be a hard day. A really hard day. It runs really well, so it's and every summer I've been so happy to drive it and enjoy it, listen to music in it, and talk to people. People always asking about it. It's been fun. Anyways, wanted to share. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm just trying to deal with this. Thanks for listening.